Hey there, welcome to day 90 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1207 after a loss yesterday where I misclicked and then just blundered a rook, so a little bit of an unfortunate loss. Let's go ahead and get into a game here. 15-minute rapid game. Oh, it's pairing me up against a guy who's 1069. It's a pretty big difference in rating. I guess I'll go ahead and play him though. Fix my audio. I think it's not coming. That's okay. Let's see if that fixed it. Yeah, there we go. So we got a London. Yeah, I feel like I must be on the very high end of what he can be paired with, or like vice versa. But I've taken losses to people that were a lot lower, and I've beaten people that were like a decent amount higher. So yeah, can never predict what's gonna happen just based on a couple 100 point difference, or it's not a couple hundred, it's like 150. It's taken a little while though to play the first couple moves. Okay, now we get it. Just go here. And so he's bringing one knight out first. Let's see if he plays the knight here or the pawn here. Knight c6 or pawn to c6. Because if he does either of those, I think c4 is good. I think c4 is also good with the bishop here. First, I kind of want to just make an escape score for my bishop, which allows me to bring the knight here. Because if I bring the knight here first, the queen's not covering this, and then the knight can attack my bishop. It seems like kind of a weird order to start with this, but I kind of want to, because I want to see if on the next move he's going to commit to one of these moves, because I know that it's better to play c4, especially when one of those moves, knight c6 or pawn to c6, has been played. At least that's my understanding of it from what I've seen. I think I'm just going to actually go ahead and play it. Let's just see what happens if we play it right off the bat. I think that's totally fine. I guess he'll probably support it with one of these two pawns here. I mean, it's already defended, but defended by the knight and by the queen. Okay, yeah, he supports it like that. Then I can go here and attack this pawn, double attack this. Let's do the knight first, though. Do I want... Sometimes the move orders in the London confuse me. Do I want the bishop out first? Take. I don't think I want... I mean, the bishop is defending the pawn. If I go here, I don't really want him to have like this outpost. If I go knight here and he goes here, I take, he goes here. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter too much. We just cover it with the knight. I feel like there's a better way to develop, but I'm not totally sure. And then let's go ahead and go here. Yeah, let's just do this right off the bat. And then this knight, okay, we're gonna give check here. Whenever they like bring this knight in to try to go for this, just give check, and then they should have to go back, because otherwise they would lose the knight. And I can't, actually, yeah, I can't quite win the knight, because if I take here, he does have that knight defending, because this knight will be pinned once he jumps back. So if he didn't have defenders here, then I potentially would be able to win some kind of material, but I don't think I can quite yet. Now I could take and then bring the bishop out here. Oh, never mind. I forgot that the knight is simply protected by the bishop. I think normally when I play this move, it's at a point in time when they haven't opened this up. So I kind of messed up on that actually. I thought that the knight was actually not guarded already. I could go here and block that off, but then he's gonna go ahead and go here with the check. I think I'll just go here to prevent this. Oh wait, no, yeah, it's prevented because he would have to give up both pieces for the rook. So I think that's what I'll probably do. Can't defend it with that. Knight can't defend it. And then maybe after I protect this, then maybe I'll try to... Oh, the knight could almost be trapped, but not quite because the bishop gives it escape squares. Oh no, it has an escape square here. I was wondering if there could be a way to trap the knight. But yeah, maybe I'll go for this to attack the knight again, and then once I defend this, and then see what he does. Oh wait, actually no, he doesn't. I'll just trade, I guess, if he goes for that. It's kind of annoying though. So maybe I got myself in a bad position here. If I go here, he goes here for the fork. Take. Yeah, I don't like it that much. Let's just do that though. Because I don't see another good option there. And let's see if he still goes there. I think he'll just go here. And then I'll give up the light square bishop for the knight. And then I'll want to kick out his bishop. It doesn't have anything protecting it, so... But I don't really have a way to attack it right away. I guess I could just slide the rook over to attack it. But then the rook is kind of just behind this pawn, when I'd prefer it to be behind this pawn that might open up. I don't know if there's a great way to attack it, really. You come all the way back with the queen, but the queen seems more effective over here. I think I just made the assumption that this knight wasn't guarded because normally in this position it isn't when I give that check, but yeah, it actually was guarded, so that did throw me off a bit. And let's see what he goes for. I'm thinking he's just going to go here. Is there anything else he could go for? Is this something that would make sense? Probably not. He takes back the bishop. I do need to develop my kingside because it is completely undeveloped. But yeah, if we get this trade, this will take the bishop out of the way, and then it's just the knight, and then I can castle. Oh, he doesn't go for that. It's kind of surprising. So a lot of times I like to go back here, and then if they take, we open up. But I might just take first. Simply as like a tempo move, make him take back, and then I can potentially develop my knight right away, or do something else. Wait. Is there a... I go here. Okay, this is the defender of the knight. If I take, he takes, the knight's guarded. But I can go here, and then the knight and the queen are under threat. So let's just do the trade. But he could go here first with check. So that probably would be the best thing for him to do. And then I'd have to trade this way. But if he didn't, I think he would find that move though. Here, 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 here. Queen's still under attack. Then once the queen moves, I can take here and at least maybe double the pawns. Otherwise I could play this first. Then he'll just take. Then I take, but then the knight moves again. So let's just do it this way. Okay, and then yeah, let's go here. Knight and queen are under attack. He's gonna give check. We take, he takes. Oh wait, no, once we take, he doesn't take because the queen's under threat. So it does, this does win me material, right? I take this back. And then the queen has to move, so. We have a pin going on with this pawn, but I don't think it's of any use. Unless I wanted to... No, I can't use it to hop the knight in, because then it's not a pin anymore. And this pawn is defended twice, so I don't think there's any tactics from this pin. But I just... something I'm noticing. Let's see what he comes up with here. But I think he's losing either way, right? Losing material? Because he takes with check, but once I take back, he can't take right away, because if he takes, then I just take the queen. So he has to move the queen. The queen can't go anywhere on this diagonal, so he has to go somewhere back here. And then I can just take the bishop. Because when I calculated before, I was thinking, oh, I'll double his pawns, but it's not just doubling the pawns, it's also winning a piece because I get knight and bishop for the bishop. And we'll double the pawns as well. Unless he goes queen back to d7, because then he could probably take with the queen. Oh, never mind, he can't because the pawn's still in the way. So he still has to take with the pawn. So yeah, it'll double the pawns, I think. For some reason, I thought the pawn was going to vanish somehow. It's taking quite a while trying to come up with a way to not lose any material. Does he have any other checks? No, I don't think so. I mean, he has that check still. Oh wait, actually did that check still work? I mean, I still win a little bit of material. Okay, I don't need to worry about it now because he moved back, so now I just take the knight. Actually, I am curious if that check was any different. I think it wasn't, because I think I still, on the next take back, the queen is still hanging. So I think I still win the same material. Okay, so we're up a knight. If I take this and he goes here, then I take this, then he takes... Or I probably take this one, actually. Then he takes... This is guarded. I probably should just develop, because I need my king to be safe. I'm not going to take that pawn. So let's just develop bishop here, because it kind of needs to go here. Or do I go knight first? Let's go knight first. I think that's... maybe a more versatile move. And let's just try to get castled and just play with our material advantage that we have. Okay, I can go here and attack this pawn, threat on the queen. If I take, I mean, I can take and win a pawn, but then he'll, no, he can't take that pawn because it's guarded. So I think I'll just take and win this pawn now. Take, take, take. Now if he comes here, I guess I still have to move and then lose this pawn. So maybe I just won't. I'll just let him take and I'll just focus on my development. Here, take, here. He's threatening the queen. Okay, yeah, let's just develop. Not gonna worry too much about the pawns here. I mean, my pawn's still guarded, so I'm not gonna lose anything. I don't need to get too greedy for like grabbing an extra pawn when I'm up a piece. Which is something that I've done a lot in the past, is when I'm already up a little material, I've gotten pretty greedy with like trying to snag the extra pawns while ignoring development. So I'm going to try to be better with that and just focus on the development and castling. And then I like this outpost for the knight. We attack this pawn. And if he takes here and I take here, and then the rook comes here, we can always guard this pawn by pushing it. Okay, he goes there early, so it's going to be a discovered attack. So here, here, here. So I think I might just push this pawn preemptively. I mean, the pawn's not a big deal, but yeah, I think I'll just push it, and then if take, take, and he can't do anything with that. If I go here, though, is there another way he can attack me? He could go here. I do have to be careful, actually, that I don't get trapped. But no, I can take this pawn. So I can still escape on that square. But actually, I won't have many squares left. So take, take, here, here. Yeah, I have to be aware. Oh yeah, I also have this square. So okay, I'm okay on that. So let's go here. Definitely don't want to get the queen trapped. He just has a light square bishop and no dark square bishop, so there's not a way he can immediately attack me on the dark squares. Like if I do take and he does that and I get on there or back here, I'll have ways to escape any kind of attack, I think. What might he go for? Oh. Okay, I didn't consider him pushing the pawn first. So I could go here. If he pushes this pawn, I can't take that. So I think I'd just go back to here. And, I mean, the pawn here is still guarded. So that should be fine. I feel like, is there something better though? If I go here, he goes here. Both pawns are guarded. So then I have to go back again. I also have the knight and the bishop looking here, so I could sack one of those if I wanted to, if I felt like it would be advantageous. But I think I'm just going to go back. Instead of doing anything unnecessarily complicated there. Now, I wonder if he'll just like go here to try to threaten this fork. But if he does that, I'll just go down. And then it will be a little bit, my position will be a little bit constrained because if he pushes again, the knight doesn't have, yeah, so he does go there. So I'm just going to go down. Unless I just do want to sack for any kind of reason here. Here, here, here. It's not really threatening anything, so if I end up with the knight here, not threatening much. But yeah, let's just go back. And then if he pushes, knight probably has to come back, and then I'll have to reroute it, but yeah, I was not looking at him pushing the pawn first. I was thinking more along the lines of him taking and then trying to use the knight to get me. So I'm kind of just getting chased backwards here. It's taking a while. He's using up a lot of his time. I mean, I only have a little bit more time than him, but I tend to play really slow most of the time anyway. And then, yeah, if I can just maybe get my knight on this outpost and get castled, probably castle first. Although the knight does come with tempo on the pawn, which is a threat of a fork, so maybe I could play that safely and he'll have to address it. I could also maybe bring the queen back here and just try to trade the bishop off, which would be probably nice. I think he was really hoping for one of those little, like the discovered attack or the fork to work, and now he doesn't know what to do. So he's coming up with a new plan. And now let's see what he goes for. Because if he can't create a really strong threat here, I mean, he is like forcing me backwards, which is a little annoying, but I don't think it's anything that's too threatening. But if he does have a good threat, then maybe he could find a way to come back. But if he doesn't come up with something, then I'm just going to be up a piece going to the endgame. So that will look pretty good for me. Right, he's taking his time. I don't know, when there is a long pause like this, I don't know if I should cut it out in the video or just, I mean, normally I just leave everything in, but I'm not sure if it would be better for anyone watching to just cut out the really long breaks if the opponent's playing something and there's not too much more to look at. Okay, so he pushes that pawn. So if I take, he takes, queen's opened up, I can run away over here. I think if I just don't take though, he takes, I take, I can always claim the file with the rook, I think. Or no, I mean, I guess he can claim it first, but if I get castled, or no, I can claim it after because the queen is guarding. I can challenge it if he takes it. So I think I just won't do anything there. Yeah, let's probably castle, right? If he goes here, then I can just take. It's not guarded. If he goes here, then the knight still has to come back. I would like to trade the bishop and make this square available for the knight to reroute over here, maybe. But I don't have a way to trade the bishop yet because this square is not covered. So yeah, I might just go here, prepare to trade it. and then castle, take, here, castle. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to take him. I don't want to open up the rook just with tempo on the queen for free. Okay, I think here is fine. I think I'll go here first because I really would like to trade this and then castle afterwards. Because there's no immediate checks or anything. Actually, there is this pin, but he can't push the pawn because it breaks the pin. So then I'll hop away. And then if he pushes the pawn again, it's a discovered attack potentially on the queen, on the king. I can always block or something. I don't think that's a threat really. So yeah, let's just go here. And everything is on dark squares, so his light square bishop is not super useful. If he goes here, I could also go here, maybe? No, I guess I can't because he has two defenders though. I'm just trying to find some way to get the knight away from this and get it more active. Because these moves look not very appealing. I mean, I am threatening to win this pawn now, actually, because the knight and the pawn are attacking it. Before I couldn't do that because when he takes back, it opened up the rook on the queen, so... Okay, interesting. So the pawn's guarded. There's no pin. I think I can just go here. Take. I have a square for the knight. I can castle, or should I castle first? Maybe castle first. Even though there's no dark square bishop, the king just probably would be better off getting safe. And if he takes here, I take. Is there any kind of threat here? No. Don't think so. If he pushes here... Yeah, that's the only worry, is just him pushing there. I mean, if I move the knight now, I can just try to get a queen trade. But I would have to take back with this knight or the king. Actually, I can move the knight here and try to take it back with the knight. Where would he go? I guess he could push the pawn. And then my queen is... I don't know. Let's just go here. There's no reason for me to be playing so slow, but I guess I just want to still be safe and not mess something up because my position is getting a little bit squeezed here. Okay. Let's just go for this. Oh wait, if he goes here, is that an issue? I can still take and then take the queen trade. So I don't think so. Yeah, I would like to trade this off. Maybe knight comes this way. If the knight is on a good square, then I think I'm okay trading the queens and just taking back with the king. Connect the rooks that way. Yeah. Okay, knight is twice attacked and it's twice defended. And I can also just... Oh no, I can't take that because it's pinned. So let's probably castle. This is defended. Take back. Yeah, I think just castle and break the... Castle and just break the pin. Now we're threatening to win the knight, I think. One defender and take. take with the queen. So he probably would just trade it, I would imagine. And I think I'll take back with the queen to try to offer the queen trade. And if he pushes the pawn, is that an issue? Not really, I think I'd just go back. No, let's just take that way. And I still have knight e5, attack the pawn. He can guard it with the rooks. Okay, he does trade. I kind of thought he might avoid the trade. Okay, do I take with the pawn? Yeah, probably take with the pawn. He can claim the open file. Yeah, let's stick with the pawn, because it's going to be a target that I'll have to defend. I guess it could be a target over here too, but it'll be a little harder for him to target it. Okay. And if he comes into here, he's attacking it. Let's just go back to here. He could attack it, I could push it, and then try to reclaim the file. All the pawns are guarded, except for this one, so that's the only one I have to defend at all. But, I mean, he can't even do anything with it right now, and if he comes here... Don't have a way to challenge his rook right away. Yeah, maybe I will just come here first to try to be able to challenge for the open file, because it's the only file that's open and everything else is pretty locked up for now. So I think I'll do that. If he goes here, I push, and then he goes back to attack. Then, I think at that point I'll just go here, and if he takes, then I take. And then I don't really care that much about just losing this one pawn. And, I mean, it's not even losing it, I'll take a pawn of his. So I think we'll trade it. Okay, he does attack it. I could guard it with the rook, but yeah, I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll push it. Or do I just go here first? Let him take. I take. Is there a reason to push it first and put him on this square as opposed to this square? I don't think it matters too much. If I go here and he just guards the pawn right away. Not sure. I might just give up this pawn. I don't really care too much about it. I'm letting my time get low. So, okay, let's just push it first. Just see if he tries to attack it. Okay, no, instead he prevents the knight from coming in. Then let's just go here. And claim the open file. Okay, he attacks it from behind. I'll attack his pawn. I can also attack his rook, but then he'll just take it. So let's just attack his pawn here. Okay, he defends it. Probably double up. Let's make an escape square for the king so that I can move this rook freely. Not have to worry about a back rank mate. Yeah. And then he can take this pawn, and everything else should be okay. And double up. That pawn's guarded. I think let's reroute the knight, maybe. Should I go this way? Not sure, actually. Maybe let's just trade the rooks. Here. He has the pass pawn, but I can get behind it and he won't be able to push it really. So I think that's fine. And I can attack this pawn. Can't defend that pawn, so let's take that. Okay, so he's 1, 2, 3, 4 moves from promoting. If I go here, then the rook has to stay behind it. I can also use the knight, but the knight's not guarded on that square. If he pushes one more, I can go here. Try to fork them, but then he'll go here. Okay, let's take first. I think taking is okay. Okay, and then I'll go behind this. So it'll be forced to keep the rook there to protect it. And now I have this pass pawn. He can come over. My knight still can't come in here. I go here, that's not good, here. I don't have a good route for my knight, so I think I'm going to need a pawn break to free up my knight and get it doing something. Because that's my whole advantage, is the knight, so if it's not doing anything, I don't really have an advantage. Okay, I can go check. He moves, take, push, back, down here. Do I want to just take an extra pawn? Let's activate my king, I think. Or maybe let's just push this pawn. I don't know, I'm not sure the best way to... I want to be able to push this guy, but his king's too close, I can't do it yet. I need to just do something with my knight. Okay, let's just go here, because maybe I can try to push and like make a way for my knight to get in. And his rook is still tied to the pawn. Oh wait, actually here does work. The fork works because I'm double attacking. For some reason I forgot that I could just do that. Here, here, here. He takes with check, I come up. But I get rid of his pass pawn though. That should be good. It'll be this pawn for this pawn. He takes with check, but then I can go here. And he doesn't have anything to support his rook, so I don't think he'll have... He can just keep trying to check me, but I can just keep running my king until I get to a better area. Only other thing is this does pin the knight. No, it doesn't pin the knight because the rook's guarded. So let's just go for that. And I think go up or go down. Let's go down. Because this is cut off over here. Okay, probably just push my pawn. I could go here. Now my knight is freed up, so not too worried about those pawns. Let's push. The knight can go here. Actually, let's bring the knight here. Attack this pawn, and then we're getting pretty close to being able to promote there. Okay, let's go, yeah, let's go here to guard the pawn. So everything is guarded there. Okay, I think take with check. Oh no, never mind, he's guarding that. Let's just bring the king up, or do I go here? Bring the king up. Not totally sure. Actually, let's go check. Take. Is that better? Not sure actually. My king is in a really awkward position. Getting very low on time. Yeah, I'm just gonna give this check and then take in, because I don't have a good plan here to get past this. So let's just play quick and just take stuff. And we're guarding this pawn now. Maybe you can get over here and double attack this one. And just walk the king up this way. He attacks this and I'll just take this. Oh wait, no, he could attack it this way. No, he can't. The knight's guarding. So we're still at +2, but we just traded both of our passed pawns off. I definitely think I missed probably a better way to win there. So attack this pawn this way. Either here or here. Oh, there, here. He guards that pawn. Let's just take this one. Okay, I'm still guarding that. Let's attack this one now. If I take here, it's protected. Okay, and then I can just take here, and that wins the rook. So now, I think he can resign. Actually, no, because never mind, because he can still take my rook. So do I want to keep here? Then I have this pawn, and then I can take his, and I'll have 2, right? Actually, that might not necessarily be winning. I could just give this check first. Then he moves. Okay, let's just attack. I'm not sure if it's winning, so I'm just going to attack this. Okay, can't go there. Just bring it here. And check, maybe. Looking for maybe a fork. Let's bring the king up. And maybe go here. Now my king is finally in a good place. It's been in a bad place for a while. And yeah, I'm thinking, let's bring the knight up. Perhaps. Actually, is that good? Okay, let's just push the pawn, because this is guarded. So the pawn should be safe to push for now. And then let's bring the king. Yeah, I can't do that. Check. Let's give this check because it kind of pushes him away a little bit. And maybe king comes up. That's guarded. He can't do this because the pawn takes. This is like a pretty slow conversion of a win here. Knight here. Just to keep it in the game. Maybe challenge here with the rook. Oh, okay. Well, now we're fine, I think. Oh wait, actually, are we fine? Oh no, we're not fine. Because I can't. Oh no, I messed up. Dang. I just blundered a draw. I didn't realize I was playing it quickly. I didn't realize he could just come down here. He realized that really quickly, which was good, but... Just give the check and then take the draw here. Okay, let's check the game review. That was really bad that I just blundered that draw. Shouldn't have let my time get that low. Oh, he played really well though. We both had 85% accuracy, 85 and 85.3, and we both had one blunder. My blunder must have been right at the end, yeah. My blunder's right at the end. And his blunder was early on when I won a piece. So I just had that piece advantage for so long, but for a long time in the endgame, my knight was just not doing anything. So it almost felt like we were equal until I could finally get it in the game, but then, and then I was going to be winning, but then I obviously made a mistake when I was playing quickly there. So yeah, we both, I mean, at least he was rated a lot lower than me, but he played really well. It said we both played like an 1800, at least according to the engine, which obviously it tends to inflate it quite a bit. So it's not, I don't put that much like stock into that, but yeah, 85% accuracy. Let's go ahead and go through the moves and see where I messed up. Which, okay, c4 was good here. Prefers knight f3 first. I didn't like the queen here first. It wants me to push the pawn to c5. Oh yeah, and the reason for that is because then he can't bring the knight there, or bring the knight here, because it is guarded. Yeah, this was weird because I just in my brain I completely assumed that once he played knight to b4 there, that it wasn't guarded, because almost every time when that happens, they do it earlier when this diagonal hasn't been opened up, so it isn't guarded. So I didn't even think about it. I just assumed it wasn't guarded, which could have been bad, and that was in fact a mistake. And I realized my position's kind of bad here, but then he blundered because of this tactic, and then we were all good here. And I was thinking that he might go play here first with check, but then I just take, and he can't take back. He has to move the queen. So either way, we just win a piece. And then I wondered for a second if he plays this, but I think it's the same. Oh, I take with the queen. What if I take with the rook, though? But then he takes... Oh, but then my queen is hanging. So this line was actually really important, and I didn't really calculate it until the end. I never like fully calculated. I kind of realized that he could still do that right when he actually played his move. So that would have been good for him to find. I guess I would have had to realize that taking with the queen is the way to go. Then he takes, then I take, and I'm still up a piece, but that was a little bit more complicated. But either way, we were fine as long as I found that. And okay, yeah, then I started getting chased by these pawns, which got kind of annoying. And then we were able to trade, and then everything basically became fine here. We got the trades we wanted. And I'm completely winning, and everything is fine here. Allowing that to be taken was fine. Doesn't seem to care. The trade was good. That's best. Best. They wanted me to give a check first there. Knight here was good. Okay, this is all fine. Going down with the king was fine. I was kind of questioning that because my king ended up so far out of the game, but the engine does say that it's fine. If I went up, it says okay, they're both best, I guess. I just didn't want to get kind of cornered since these squares are cut off. I mean, I guess there wasn't really a threat because the rook couldn't even check me there, but it just seemed maybe riskier to go to where there's a bunch of cut off squares. And this one too. And then I didn't know exactly how to proceed here. I didn't see a good way without my king being on this side of the board to actually promote this pawn right away. But let me see if I missed something here. Okay, that was a mistake. Yeah, I got really low on time. I think I just wasted so much of my time. And then I played this like with only a few seconds. Just figuring that I'll just give up my passed pawn and start taking more of his pawns because I couldn't see a way to promote it yet. And I didn't see a good move. I guess it just simply wants me to keep everything protected here and then just walk the king up. I guess that, yeah, that makes sense, but I felt like if his rook came over, it might threaten my pieces all holding each other together here. I guess the rook can't come over though because I would just take it, but without thinking about it too much, I thought that that was maybe the rook coming over and attacking something was a threat. Like maybe attacking the pawn, taking the pawn, and then attacking the knight. But that is several moves away, so yeah, just bringing the king in was the way here. He attacks. Doesn't even want him to attack the pawn. It wants him to just look at the knight, but it's not really under attack. That's a mistake because I take... Oh, I forgot that the knight is simply covering that square, so that's why that's a mistake. Okay, so I should have just kept those pieces together. For some reason I felt like I needed to move them because I couldn't figure out what to do. But they were, I guess, fine to just stay all in place and then activate the king. So that was a pretty significant mistake, but I still have a good advantage here. It did want me to take here. I didn't have much time and I couldn't see if this was winning for sure. Here. Oh, I completely... Somehow I thought... I think I'm just not playing very well today because when I was calculating that... I'm not calculating very well. Because when I was calculating that, I thought that my knight would somehow be gone and that it would just be the two pawns. When I was thinking of whether it's winning, I was looking at just the two pawns versus the king and pawn, and my king's kind of far away. And I wasn't sure if that was winning or drawing. And I completely forgot that my knight is still alive here. Which would have immediately... I would have immediately known that that was winning with the knight. Because I can just guard this pawn and then bring the king up. And I think we don't have to worry about this pawn probably. Although I probably would have time to guard it anyway. So I should have just taken that trade. So that was my mistake, not taking. He gets that pawn, I take his pawn. I'm still winning though, so there's another... The actual blunder comes here very soon. I don't even know what move was the blunder. I guess just trading was the blunder. That's all it was. Let's see. That was the blunder. Yeah, I didn't even realize that this was a problem. I mean, if I took more time, I would have probably realized, but I didn't realize I can't get back to the pawn or defend it. So that was my blunder. Oh, it actually wanted me to just block here instead. But then that's still... It looks like we're drawing. either way, even if I block there. So that was a huge mistake. And then we drew. Yeah, I don't think I mean, he played really well, especially for being like significantly lower rated. He played really well, but I feel like I didn't play very well. I felt like I was kind of overwhelmed by a lot of the different threats, even though I was up material, and I let myself get too low on time. And I think the time was the main issue because I don't think I would have played these in-game mistakes if I had a reasonable amount of time. But I was really low. I was down to like 10, 20 seconds on a lot of those moves. But yeah, I guess that's all there was to look at here. Let me go back real quick just to the... Yeah, that mistake. Totally miscalculated. I literally forgot that the knight was even still a thing. And I was just thinking of the pawns and wondering whether that would be winning. So that was kind of bad. Could have won right there. And then this also. So there's a couple big mistakes. So this one didn't need to move the pieces. They were all holding each other together. And that would have been fine to just start walking the king up. And then this one should have taken the trade because the knight, have to see that the knight was still there, which I should have been able to see that, of course. And then I would be able to support one of the pawns to get to the end and win. And then the biggest one, can't take this trade. I mean, I didn't even think about what would happen after. I just thought, let's just trade, because then I'll be able to support the pawn and just walk it to the end. I thought it's just winning, but it's not because it's his turn, and I can't get back to the pawn. And the knight can't cover the pawn either. So, yeah, big mistake there. But I guess we got a couple lessons from that one. I did lose. What I lose? I lost 3 elo points because I drew against a guy who was significantly lower than me. So we did lose a little bit of elo, but we're still above 1200. I guess if I took a loss, I would have actually gone below 1200. So yeah, still above 1200. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a better game tomorrow without the blunders and the big mistakes. And this has been day 90. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on day 91.